Hello Udemy, I am Shazad Ahmad from Shek0. Today we are going to discuss about the selectors. How can you create your selectors, or how can you define your selectors? How many ways exist to create the selectors? So in the previous lectures we have downloaded and we have installed the Notepad++ because I'm going to use the Notepad++ in this series because this is the basic series. So that's why I'm using the Notepad++. Otherwise I'm using the PHP store in my other series. Okay, so now you have your Notepad++. What I need to create in my F drive. I am creating the CSS folder. So as you can see, I have just created the CSS folder. Now go to your browser, create a new file, and now save this file, write something and save the file. Save. You can also press the Ctrl S to save your file. So save your file where I'm going to save my file. In the F drive, I have just created the CSS folder. So as you can see, this is the CSS folder. I am saying this is the index.html. Okay, index.html. Make sure this is the index.html. I need to copy this, paste here. Okay, so now I have just created the index.html first of all, and now here I'm creating the P. First of all, I'm saying this is my para. Okay, so now I'm using the internal styling. So this is the inline styling. For suppose if I'm saying style color equals to red. Now go to your CSS folder and execute your index.html file. Click on this. As you can see, currently it's showing this is my paragraph. So now that means I'm using the inline styling. So I'm not going to use the inline styling. I'm using the internal styling. So in the header tags, I need to define the style tag, and now I'm saying style close. I'm going to add all the CSS here. For suppose I'm saying find the P and add property and value. You can also break your you can also separate your divs like this. You can also separate your dresses like this, or you can add like this. It's totally dependent upon you. I'm saying color equals to red. Okay, go to your page, refresh the page. So now as you can see, it's still working because I'm saying, oh, find the paragraph in this file and assign the right colors. So if you are adding more than one paragraphs, so it's automatically add the red color to your paragraph because this is the element selector. So whenever you hit the element or you create the elements, that properties, one property or all the property. If I'm saying background red, go to your page. If I'm saying background green, go to your page, refresh the page. So now as you can see, I'm assigning two properties to this paragraph, and I'm saying, oh, find all the paragraphs in this file and assign these two properties and values. So that's why I'm saying this is the element selector. If I'm using the class, for suppose I am adding the class and I'm saying my class, भाई यहाँ से काट देना class वाला. If I'm going to add the class like this, I'm saying my class. You can write your own class or the name. Now how can you call this class? You can call this class with dot. You always call the class with dot and your class name. So your class name with dot can call this element. Now that means you are saying find this class and assign these properties to this class. So you can see we have only single class, so that means we are going to assign these values to this class. Go to your page, refresh the page. So now as you can see, we have just assigned the properties to this class. For suppose if you have the same class with different elements, that means I'm saying add the all properties to this class. So you have class. So you have 4 elements with the class. So that means we are assigning the same properties to your 4 elements. Refresh the page. So now as you can see, we have added the 4 elements or styling. Okay, so this is the class selector. So for suppose if you have a ID selector, I'm saying my ID. You can write your own ID for suppose X, Y, Z, Fox, whatever you need to write. How can you call your ID? You can call your ID by hash. So call your ID, I'm saying color, and I'm saying orange, or my favorite olive, and I'm saying background. In this time I'm saying orange. Go to your page, refresh the page. So now, okay, you have to write your class ID name also. So hash ID name. Go to your page, refresh the page. So now as you can see, I have just added, this is my para, this ID, and I'm adding the properties and the values with this ID. So in this way you can create your, or you can select your element with class with element selector, or you can create your selector with the ID. Or if I'm saying that aesthetic, if I'm using the aesthetic and I'm saying color equals to red, that means I'm saying find all the elements and add this properties to value. Refresh the page. So now as you can see, it's showing, it's adding all the properties and value to this one. And for suppose if you have a div, okay, and now I'm saying I have a paragraph, I have all paragraphs here, okay, and I'm saying that add the comment. Okay, so now if I have a div and I'm saying div p, that means I'm saying find the div, and inside the div we have paragraph. Find the paragraph and assign these values. So now as you can see, if you remove these classes and this ID and refresh the page, so now as you can see, it's also working. That means you are saying select all elements inside the div. So that's why these are the all elements inside the div. So that's why it's assigning these values. If you are saying that p and comma, that means you are saying assign the same property value to this one and also this one. For suppose if you have a p and h1, for suppose if you have a p and h1, I'm going to create the h1 in the div, h1 close. So h1. Okay, now I'm saying add the red color to p and also h1. So refresh the page. So now, okay, we have h1. Where is the h1? I need to, here is the heading 1. Refresh the page. So now as you can see, this is the h1. I need to remove some paragraphs. Refresh the page. So now as you can see, I'm saying that add the same property and value to this element and also this element. You can also write your classes. For suppose if you have a one class to this class 1, and you also have the class 2, you can, okay, why it's showing like this? Okay, so now I'm saying you have dot class, that means you are accessing the class, and you have second class. Add the values to these classes. So now as you can see, it's working. And why it's not working? Because paragraph start and paragraph close. and you are starting the paragraph here, you are closing the paragraph also. Okay, you have to add the equals to sign. I forgot this. Okay, now go to your page, refresh the page. So now as you can see, I am saying assign the same properties and value with this class and also this class. You can also do with the ID class. If you are saying that if you have a div, for suppose you are saying in the div and you are saying paragraph, that means you are saying select all paragraph elements where the parent is div. For suppose this is the parent and these are the childs. You are saying select all paragraphs where the parent is div. So that's why if I have a, for suppose, article, and I'm saying in the article I have my paragraph. For suppose I have the same paragraphs or the same values. We have in the div same elements we have in the div and same elements in the article. I'm saying find all the paragraphs where the parent is div and assign these properties and value. Go to your page, refresh the page. Okay, sorry, you need to close this. Go to your page, refresh the page. So now as you can see, it's adding the same value where the paragraph. So here is the paragraph. If I'm saying paragraph and also h1, go to your page, refresh the page. So now as you can see, in this div we have paragraph and also h1, but I'm saying assign these values where the h1 exists. So in the div you have your paragraphs, and in the upper article, as you can see, this is the upper article, you have two paragraphs and one h1. So it's not adding the properties and value to this to these elements. It's totally depend upon you. Okay, so you can create as many as selector as you want. For the reference, go to the W3 schools, and you can also write, for suppose, just CSS selectors. Type CSS selectors and add some links. So ID selector, universal selector. You can use the combination, or you can use the pseudo classes. We'll discuss about the pseudo classes, but for now you can use the ID and the class and the elements selector, or you can create the class ID and element selector. So I think this is enough for today. In the next section we are going to cover some other topics. So thank you for watching.